Okay, next up for review is a very early Mastertronic release from 1984 called Jungle Story. Let's check it out. Well, here's the cover of Jungle Story, and right off the bat can I say this is absolutely awful cover. Look at this picture, it's horrendous. This guy riding an elephant with a orangutan, is that in the background, and some kind of bird, and various other jungle creatures along the floor. Several of which I don't think actually live in the jungle. Anyway, you can probably guess from the picture that it's a Jungle Book themed game. More on that later. And it's a grid style packaging release. Just says Jungle Story on the spine, and the back's just got the loading instructions on it. And as befits these really early Mastertronic games, this is a 1984 release. Very basic instructions as well. The aim of the game: walk Mowgli through the jungle, duck to avoid the savages' spears, try to stay far from the reach of the monkeys in the trees above, and then blah blah blah. So as you can see, it is a Jungle Book themed game, although not an official one. And the inside of the inlay is completely blank. Minimalist, to say the least. So this screen's just come up as the game is loading, and that's going to mean only one thing. It's a early Darling Brothers game for Mastertronic. So there's a repetition of the instructions there, and you press a key and you've got the controls, and then you press a key and it starts loading the game. Okay, this is going to be a pretty quick review. As you can see from the screen, it should be familiar. It's one of these early Mastertronic games by the Darling Brothers that was done with their game creator tool. So you've got the usual score, lives and high score across the top, and it's a pretty straightforward game, so I'll get started. And basically what you've got to do is run through the jungle, which is scrolling rather badly. Avoid all these things, so avoid the elephants, avoid the spears that come from the left, snakes that come from the right, and the monkey throwing the coconuts down at you. And you can shoot these cats that run across, and that's it basically. That's the game. It just lasts for as long as you can with your 3 lives. Try not to get trampled by an elephant that's actually smaller than your character is, and let the music drive you absolutely insane. The only interesting thing about it is the score, which actually counts downwards and gets topped up every time you shoot something. When you get to the next level, it's exactly the same game but a bit faster. So yeah, the only interesting thing is really trying to maintain as high a score as possible when it's constantly running down. As you can see, it's not the most complex of games, and that's pretty much the end of the review. I can carry on playing. There was something in the instructions about when you get to a certain point, you get the fire from the village, and then you can go and combat Shere Khan. I've not seen any evidence of that in the previous goes I've had. All I've done really is just run along and shoot leopards. The scrolling is absolutely dire. It's like one tree at a time kind of thing, and the guy's not even running when you stand still, so it's pretty poor. Very poor in fact. There we go, I got killed. There goes my first life. So I don't think there's any need to subject you to this any further. Needless to say, even back in 1984 there were far better games than this around, so not worth the $1.99 asking price.